Hello Hattrickers, welcome to episode 93 of Let's Play Hattrick in San Marino with Intercalwe. We start out by looking at the end table of the league IB3 this season. We did end up in third, but we were actually kind of close to losing third to Latendijk in the final match of the season because we did bottle it completely in the final round of the season. And let's just take a look at that because I do know that last week I was actually pointing fingers at the match engine for letting us down a bit. But this week I can only blame myself because if you look at the right wing, we have the goalkeeper Blitwowski, and in goal we have our striker Trastuli, as well as playing the legendary 3-5-1 formation in the final match of the season. And I cannot explain what happened other than that I must have forgotten to set the team actually, because I was quite sure I had a perfectly good lineup set up for this match, and it turns out I didn't. In the end, it means that for the next season I will definitely have to do much better in not messing up those lineups, because it actually happened a few times this season. Luckily for us, we are still in a process of making as much money as possible to sustain the cycle, but soon we will have to try to promote in order to increase our earnings, and we simply cannot afford to make these mistakes going forward. If we look at the fan situation, you'll see that instead of getting 5 fans each of the update during the off-season, we will now gain no fans until the start of the next season. That's pretty bad. Back at the league, we'll see that our ELO actually did win a direct promotion spot for the next season. So hopefully we'll get some team that is better suited for the 4th tier in San Marino down to play against. Looking at the top flight this season, there was a small chance that Panarossa Bramante would be dethroned as the defending champion this season. It got pretty close as they managed to draw against Damiano Tomasi in the final match of the season. Maialinas, however, only won 1-0, and that means they win on a better goal difference. It's plus 11 compared to Maialinas. Both teams ending up with 28 points for the season certainly shows that it's getting closer in the Campionato Sammarinese. Brigata Garibaldi will play a former top flight team in their qualification match against Aletis San Marino Jungs, and Avanti Acquaviva Calcio will be playing Faietino Fins in the coming week. It will of course be interesting to see how the table in the top flight evolves, because we are hoping to play in this league at some point, even though we will have to do well, as I've said so many times, making money to sustain the cycle. Training this week saw Sanochi popping to solid passing. I was planning to swap away from passing, but then we had a player sold anyway, and definitely just keeping this up until we have a solid roster. So this week's episode was a little delayed, but I just managed to squeeze in youth friendly and some youth training. So let's just see Sergio Malpelli, which we've been focusing on early on, because he is actually done in winger now, inadequate, which is a quite nice side skill for a future PNF. We're still hoping to see his playmaking, and now we tried him out in the inner midfield and winger, and no reveal just yet. But from the same training update, we did get news about Pierluigi Proggi, and he can now be solid in playmaking, so that's pretty nice. He is a bit old though, but hopefully we can finish him up, and hopefully a very nice spec as well for this guy. Solid playmaking, inadequate winger. That could be something. Now let's see if there's any newfound talent to add to the squad this week. Let's call them up. Oh no, they're all 16-year-old. That's unfortunate. Which one are we going for here? I'd probably have to go with inadequate defending and possibly something better in playmaking as well. Let's select him. Let's see. He's not that old, but it's probably not going to be the most lucrative player ever. But we'll check him out for sure. Finishing third will give us 5 million Danish kroner in a bonus here, so we will be ending the season at roughly 150 million Danish kroner. That's alright. I mean, with less mistakes we could have done better, but unfortunately, that's how we do finish this season. Now, it will be a week or two before the next episode, because we will be enjoying some time off during the off-season, but we are still eagerly anticipating the new rounds of the Cup and some midweek action for the forthcoming season. I hope you enjoy the off-season, and I'll see you in the next. Take care. Bye.